Welcome back to the Midday Update. Police have launched the week-long Ops R&Rs to deter people bent on crossing borders to return to their hometowns to celebrate Hari Raya Aidilfitri. Bukit Aman Traffic and Enforcement Department Deputy Director, Senior Assistant Commissioner Datuk Muhammad Nazri Hussain says the exercise, which started on Monday, was also to ensure those who had approvals to travel interstate adhered to traffic rules during the festive period. Nazri Hussain reiterated under Ops R&Rs, roadblocks would be set up along the North-South Expressway and the East Coast Expressway to ensure motorists adhered to the interstate travel rule enforced due to the COVID-19 pandemic. To ensure the program was a success, the highway network in the peninsula has been divided into 5 zones and 28 sectors, and roadblocks would be set up at scheduled times. Apart from accident hotspots, the roadblocks along the highway will be set up at spots where people had the opportunity to cross interstate. Well, of roads and highways, to share more, I am now joined by Strategic Stakeholder Engagement of Plus Highway, Syed Muhammad Idit. Hi Idit, thanks for being with me today. Selamat Hari Raya to you and the entire team at Plus. MCO 3.0, only a few travellers are expected to be on the road. Is Plus fully operational, Idit?
Hi, Jessie. Good afternoon. Thank you for having me again. Yes, I think we know with the restrictions set by the MCO, definitely I believe most likely that our highway travellers will be very, very compliant. So we do foresee a lower number of travellers. But however, as you know, the authorities have also given permits if you do need to travel for your vaccination, if it's for medication, if it's for education and for work. So what we wanted to tell these highway travellers who's got the necessary approvals, that they can be rest assured that our facilities are open. We are functioning as usual with our Plus Ronda 24/7 in case there's any traffic incidents. And more importantly, our R&R business partners, they remain open. So just in case those travellers are on the road and they have that hunger pang, they can have something warm and a drink to have along their way.
Right. In MCO 1.0, we had spoken as well. And at that point, you had mentioned Plus launched an app, which will, of course, help people adhere to SOPs as well. Is that still available this time around?
Yes, Jessie, that's available. So the Plus app is actually available free. It's a free download. But within that Plus app, where it helps highway travellers to actually plan the journey, on top of that, we developed a function called Order di Sini, or it's a pre-order takeaway app. So that app has been introduced since MCO at the beginning last year, 2020. And the Order di Sini function serves 2 purposes. Of course, one of the key things is contactless. So people do not have to stop at the R&R. They can actually pre-order and pick up their food. But it also helps our participating business partners, the stall operators, to continue generating income and revenue through this availability function.
Idit, thank you so much for joining us today and, of course, highlighting the importance of adhering to SOPs. And it's good to know that Plus is open to travellers as well. Now, goods vehicles are allowed to travel on public roads during this Aidilfitri festive season, according to Transport Ministry, due to a blanket ban on all interstate and inter-district travel nationwide. Beginning today until June 7th, the Ministry will not implement any road bans on goods vehicles during the Aidilfitri festive season. Hundreds of demonstrators gathered outside the Israeli consulate in Istanbul yesterday for a 3rd night in a row to protest against Israeli actions towards Palestinians. Despite a full lockdown, protesters in Istanbul, which included Syrians and Palestinians, protested against violent clashes over Jerusalem. The violence followed weeks of tension in Jerusalem during Ramadan, with clashes between Israeli police and Palestinian protesters in and around Al-Aqsa Mosque, on the compound revered by Jews as the Temple Mount and by Muslims as the Noble Sanctuary. Mayors from Honduras traveled to neighboring El Salvador yesterday to appeal for the donation of COVID vaccinations as the Honduran immunization program struggles amid shortages On Monday, Salvadoran President Nayib Bukele announced that he will donate vaccines to 7 towns in Honduras after their mayors made an appeal on social media to Bukele. In late March, El Salvador announced that China would supply some 2 million doses of its Sinovac vaccine. In contrast, Honduras has struggled to get vaccines. Well, that's all for now. Today is Raya Eve. Still not so sure about Raya SOPs? Well, it's available on the National Security Council's website. Remember the tagline always, Kita Jaga Kita. I'm Jessie Chahel. Thanks for joining me on Wednesday's edition of the Midday Update. Selamat Hari Raya.
Sibuk dengan persediaan Aidilfitri. Hai, apa khabar semua? Saya Nazruddin Rahman.
Dan saya Natasha Syamin di Cinema Raya Aidilfitri 2020.